So I first started 4x4 with the Rubik's brand, of course, like everybody, like back then. And then I got a Shingsha 4x4 version 3, which is this cube right here. Um, this, like, Shingsha was the only brand that was good back then, so everybody used it. And we concluded that the Shingsha 4x4 version 3, when modded, it's probably the best cube you could ever have. Um, you know, because like there was no such thing as a Moyu cube back then. There was like the new idea of Floria modding and Consta mod. I think that's what it's called, the Consta mod and the Floria mod. That's what like um, the whole buzz was. So what we would do is let me take a couple pieces out. We would try not to disassemble the cube too much. Okay, hold on. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we would do is we would round off these edges right here and round off this stock right here. That's for the edge. For the corner, same thing. We would round, dang it. We would round off the 3 corners, and on the corner stock here too. On the centerpiece, this is the probably the trickiest piece in my opinion, because you had to make sure this was fully rounded and this was rounded. And then for the edge pieces, oh wait, I already showed that. Oh, okay. For the little internal piece, most of us didn't really do anything. We just kind of left it as is. But the main piece was this one right here, which is the big internal. And I don't know if you can see it, but shoot, my finger's dirty from the lube. Right here on the edge, we rounded it off. So in the cube, the pieces would be able to kind of have some slack to slide like that. And that was your best bet for a good 4x4. If you, like, that was only if you wanted to take the time to actually do it. And yeah. And then after a while, the Shingsha 4x4 version 3s, they were really highly sought after. Like they just couldn't compare to like the V4, which is probably the worst, like, I guess, step up of the cube. The V5 was alright, like, honestly nothing really compared to the V3, just for whatever reason. Oh god. Okay, so that was my first 4x4, and at this time, I think I just broke the sub 1 barrier just by, okay, so before I modded the cube, like, it was super hard for me to get sub 1 singles. Like, it could be done, but like there was some difficulty to it. Once I modded the cube, I was able to getting sub 1 singles consistently, and that's when I kind of broke the sub 1 barrier. And my first comp, like, I think I got a sub 50 single. I'm not totally sure, but yeah. So this is the sub 1 cube. I was talking about the V5. This is it right here. As you can see, like, obviously it doesn't compare to like the Aosu or whatever we have now, because of how locky it is. But that's what we had kind of in the period of 2012, 2013. Yeah, I don't think I used the Shingshou V5 or the V5 at all. I just stuck my V3 for quite a while. Okay, so the next cube after that was the Moyu Wayu, and this was pretty groundbreaking because, you know, Moyu was starting to emerge as the company where it came out with the Huanying and I think the Weilong around that time too, and people were expecting a really good 4x4, and at the time this 4x4 was pretty good because it had it was basically a modded Shangri 4x4 out of the box. It had all the rounded off edges and everything, and the turning was super smooth on it. And this is the cube that Kevin Costello got his NAR with. I think everybody went out and just got one because it was such a step up from the Shingshou 4x4 version 3, if it was modded. So this cube, this was kind of the weird period. I don't actually remember what time I broke down to. I know I broke the sub 50 barrier with it just through practice and stuff. And I don't think I really had a lot of milestones with it. I remember I got a 35 single with this cube in comp, but that was a long time ago. Okay, so after that we have the Moyu Wayu, and honestly I didn't know much about the cube. I just bought it because everybody said it was good, and I gave it a chance, and it's still my main, along with the Guangzhou. This cube, it's I don't know how to describe it without sounding really cliche, but it's kind of like, okay, obviously it's an upgraded version of the Wayu, but this one had like a more preferable crunchy feel, at least to me. The corner cut was a lot better, and oh, I remember one difference in the Wayu, the edge, kind of the edge tracks, they're super sharp and they rounded off here. I think that may have helped with the turning of the Wayu to make it a lot better. What was I gonna say? So, and then I kind of gave up on what's been coming out. I know the mini Wayu came out. I didn't like that cube at all. There's like the Mayu, I don't know, the Guangzhou, and like all those like the Kong's design 4x4 and all that. Like I don't care about that stuff. All I care about is just the Wayu and the Guangzhou, because I don't know. I just feel like because they're crunchy cubes, they fit my turning pretty well. But obviously that's up to you guys and what you want to have in your cube. The Guangzhou, I haven't done much yet. I mean, I got a sub 36 average, like my last comp, and that's been a while since I got a sub 36 average. I think the last one was Nub Open 2015, in like almost a full year ago, or even more than a full year. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of give my thoughts on how to break certain barriers. This part's gonna get a little bit boring, but if you're stuck, this would be good for you. So for sub 1, all you really need to do is, you can stick with your, if you learned Redux first, you could stick with that. Like Redux, it kind of helps you learn how the cube works. Just practice, kind of get down your OLO parity algorithm and your PLL, because I don't know which cube to demonstrate. I'll just do this one, because if you're going like this for OLO parity, okay, obviously it's not that fast, but like If your Olo parry's bad, that's gonna be a huge time waster. And your pillow parry, pillow parry's not really a big deal. It's just an Olo parry because some people take like 6 seconds to do it, but it really should take about 2 or 3. That could be your jump from above 1 minute to sub 1. So just practice with whatever you learned. Once you kind of hit the 55 range, that's when you want to start learning Yao or Hoya if you really want to. I actually experimented a bit with Hoya, but I kind of gave up and I kind of remember how to solve it that way. So I will refer you guys to Yao. So Yao, basically, if you don't know what it is, you solve your 2 opposite centers and you solve 3 cross edges using the last free cross edge spot. You're going to solve the centers, you're going to solve the last cross edge, do all the edges, and then once you're done with that, you're going to have a cross ready build. So then you can go straight into solving 3x3 stage. That is what all the world class speedcubers use. I'm not sure if any of them actually use Hoya except for, I believe his name is Jung Ho Jung. He's pretty fast with Hoya, not gonna lie. So yeah, that's verse 55. Obviously practice. So once you kind of get a hang for Yao or Hoya, and okay, from now on I'll be referring to Yao because I know nothing about Hoya anymore. Once you get comfortable with Yao, I feel like you should start focusing more on efficiency, not doing a bunch of random moves, like especially because I still do this. Like when I have my 2 centers and I'm looking for cross edges, I'll do a bunch of random moves to try and spot the pieces. No, just try and go slow and be efficient during the times that really need it, such as the cross edge building and the centers. Edges and 3x3 stage, that's when you can kind of speed up a little bit and you'll still be fine. So then you'll be down at sub 50. Honestly, there really isn't much more you could do all the way down to, world class time with Felix and Sebastian. You just have to practice, and honestly, you can't really watch too many videos on it. Maybe you could watch fast people's videos on how they do like their edges or their centers, their last 4 centers, how they execute OLL parity, how they do PLL parity, their OLL skip tricks, and their PLL parity tricks. There's a couple of edge pairing tricks that you can learn also, but those really aren't needed at sub 50. You just need to practice and be comfortable with the method you chose. And then, yeah, just from there, you should be able to progress. Unless you have like a bad habit or something, it's going to be a little bit harder, but just by practicing and becoming comfortable, you should be able to, get a decent speed. If you guys want me to, I could do a couple of the OLO skip tricks and the PLO parity tricks and how I do my OLO parity, PLO parity, how I, like a couple walkthroughs also on 4x4 and like my thought process. I know this video was kind of long and kind of rambly, it was really unorganized, but that is kind of how I got to the place I am so far with 4x4. If you don't know, I'm currently, I don't know, I want to say 34 seconds, and officially I have a 35.24 average and a 29 point something single. So I don't know, you could trust me. If you don't want to, that's up to you. But a lot of people ask me kind of how I do Yao, because apparently I do it strange because I have my cross edges on the right, where most people have it on the left. So if you want to do that too, if you want me to show you how that works, I'll be happy to. So leave me any questions you have in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.